Hello and welcome back to another episode of Bandit Fishing UK. As you can probably tell from the intro, myself, Jason and Phil have made a trip down to Chesil. We've met up with Wayne Hand and hopefully we're going to be targeting some Plaice today. Ideal conditions, an offshore wind, crystal clear waters, and we've got some quality bait with us as well. So as I've said, our main target is Plaice, but we will be throwing out some fish baits as well, see if there's any rays about or anything else. It's been quiet for the first hour or so that we've been here today so far, but we are optimistic of having a few fish out. So hopefully we'll get some for camera for you. So rigs of choice today for us are basically a bar rig. Okay, bought from Christchurch Angling, fantastic service, next day delivery, and very useful, very good components. And reason for this is we've been told when Plaice fishing, distance is key, and this just allows you to have a very short, streamlined bait tucked up behind a lead and to achieve the maximum distance you can, and it is working. We are hitting it out to fairway, especially with the wind behind, really helping. Then all we've simply got to attach it is a lead link, goes on the bottom there, hope you can see that. A length of line, then you can vary the length of line. It can be from anywhere from 2 foot, maybe even less, up to 6 foot or more. And that goes to a Cascade swivel. It's a Tronics Pro Cascade swivel. We're opting in for the use of beads. Got some sea glow beads there as well. And then down to a size 2 hook for myself. I think Phil's using something a little bit bigger. Weights, we're just trying to bump these baits around in the tides. We're walking up, casting out, and let them trundle around the tide. It's not much tidal flow at the minute, so we're waiting for that to pick up so we can get the baits on the move again. Plaice are quite sort of a predatory fish, where they do like a moving bait and they sort of just ambush and pounce on it. So I've got some sea weights, I've got some bucket weights from Shorecast somewhere, and a Philip special. He made these last night, basically crushed dynamics in a lead and coated it. The rig assembled, see there, down to the length of the line, and all you need to do, hook your Cascade onto the top. The spring is used as a tensioner. It does move as well, so does give you a little bit of freedom when you're making it, a little bit of flexibility. You want to make sure the spring is nice and compressed, so when it does release, it does fly off. And there you've got the rig. That loop of line doesn't hamper your cast at all. Doesn't, okay, it will have a little bit of aerodynamic drag on it, but next to nothing. And that's a lovely short range or short bait and short rig. All I'm doing, keeping that all on the rod, and just using these as detachable, clipping off, clipping on, and straight back out fishing. It is really slow at the minute. Just the one Plaice so far, and that's gone to Wayne. Trust him to have it, and not one of us boys. But that's how it goes. He's the man with the knowledge. and he's managed to winkle one out. Approaching low water now. Fingers crossed we can, when a sort of tide turns, he'll start pushing and allow the leads to roll and bring the Plaice on the feed. Jason was taking his time reeling in then, and then little spotty just pops up on the beach. Oh, actually, it's not little. Pick him up and show him. Oh, it's a cracking fish. Look at that for a fish. Pick up the colours. Pink beads, not your conventional black and green like the people use. And as I just said, one of Philip's special weights.
What's that? That's a Plaice. First ever Plaice.
First ever Plaice. It's a beast as well. Well done, mate.
So I've been struggling a bit, really. I just thought I'd try for some mackerel on the feathers, even though it is April. It's always worth persevering. And I managed to find one. Now I only want small baits just to tip off my worm baits, going for the Plaice. So that'll last me more than a session. You can't beat fresh bait, either collected or caught at the venue you're fishing. So that might just give me an edge. I'm just about to do a fresh bait. I just brought this rig back in. It's important here to check your snood hasn't been damaged by crabs. We've had a few today that have been crimped. You don't want any weakness. If in doubt, just change the last little section. I've just got a few beads there for attraction. Below my cascade swivel, and I got a size 1 Sakuma Manta. I'm going to start. My main attack has been rag, king rag. Just trying to find a nice big juicy one. There we go, it's a nice one. All I do is thread that on, hook him in just behind the head, just thread it up, pull the head over the knot, and the last little bit of the tail I just pull that off. That's that out of the way, and I've got some lovely fresh mackerel I've just caught. I'm just going to cut a tiny piece off there. Really small piece. You can't beat the fresh mackerel. Full of, look at all the blood and juice in there. Can't fault that. And it's simple. Just get the hook. Nick the mackerel on once. It's really tough to get the hook through. That's the bait done there. I'm just going to squeeze it down slightly here. I got a slide-in power gum stop knot, just to keep the bait close to the hook. Just like that. That's spot on. If we were getting pestered by dogfish and other nuisance fish, we wouldn't be using mackerel, we'd just use the plain rag. So that's a nice streamlined bait. And when clipped up, it's all in line and tucked behind the lead, which is exactly what you want. That's how it'll fly. Time for a bait change, or rig change.
Another little tactic to use to try and entice a bite. See, because the Plaice, like, as I said earlier on, the Plaice do like a move-in bait, is when the tide does drop off, it's just to simply wind in. Not wind in properly, but sort of wind in, 2 or 3 pullbacks on the rod, move it 6, 12 foot. And then just let it settle again. Works for flounders as well. You may have seen that in a couple of our previous videos. So let's see, let's hope that works and will give me a bite.
So I finally caught a fish on the bait rods. Obviously I caught that mackerel earlier. It's a little grey gurnard, and that was on the ragworm, tipped with the fresh mackerel. Oh, he's just put his fins up for us. What a stunning little fish. I hope the colours come up well on the camera. Yeah, nice little surprise. I'll go pop him back.
Bloody tide, it'll take a while.
So Lloyd is into a fish. Hopefully it's a nice big fat plaice.
I made a bit of a change. I changed to a grip lead for this. Just felt as if they were going around in the tide too quickly. And it might have paid off for my first fish. I haven't got my second ride. I had weight since I've seen
Spider. Oh, spider crab.
That's what happens if you put a grip lead on.
boys are starting to rub it in a bit that I'm blanking. Jason's just had another Plaice, dropped it in my bucket and just said that's what a fish looks like, and walked off. So only a small one, but very welcome. Colorations on them, absolutely amazing. It's the reason we came down here. Not really bothered if I'm blanking, if I'm being honest. It's just nice to come down and see these magnificent fish. They're just sort of incredible fish, really. I have got a soft spot for flatties, so I'm going to walk down, slip this one back and see if we can get some underwater footage of him swimming away. So that's me done for the day. The other two, Jason and Phil, have gone home. Couldn't hack it out. They needed to go home and have some sleep. So very enjoyable day. Even though I have blanked, still had massive amounts of enjoyment today, especially seeing Jason pull out his first place. He actually ended up with 3 today. So really happy to see him catch some fish. Phil had that lovely gurnard, and Wayne also had 1, but blank for me, but it doesn't matter. Big thank you to Wayne for showing us around today, showing us the mark, giving us loads of info. If you want to check him out, does coaching services and guiding, so head over to his Facebook page, which is The Shore Hunter. I'll link it down in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. If you have liked this video, please hit the thumbs up, and if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, it'd be much appreciated. So thank you very much, and all the best.